7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition. And liftoff of Starship Flight 12. Go SpaceX, go Starship, Godspeed Ship 39 and Booster 19.
Pitching downrange.
Vehicle is pitching downrange. Stage 1, so far I can tell propulsion is nominal, and look how fast she goes compared to other flights. 33 out of 33 Raptor 3 engines.
Chamber pressure nominal.
Booster Raptor chamber pressure nominal. Oh, that's nominal at the pad.
Alright, we are T plus 30 seconds into flight C at 33 out of 33 Raptor 3 engines on booster V3.
5 seconds.
Ascending over the Gulf now, coming up on maximum aerodynamic pressure.
Booster and ship, avionics power, telemetry nominal.
Power telemetry nominal.
Is it there?
Systems looking good. We're just passing through the period of maximum
We are in
dynamic
max
pressure.
Q. Let's go.
I believe vehicle is supersonic.
A little over a minute into flight now. Vibrations chilling out here
Is this real, guys?
at Star Factory as we continue to watch
Approximately
Starship
1
Flight
minute and
12
10
arc out
seconds
over
until
the Gulf.
Miko.
The next major thing coming up
You have
is
to do
going to be
the
hot
next major
staging.
milestone.
Next major milestone is
Booster
Miko.
process nominal.
Reminder, we do
And,
what's our
of
version
course,
of Miko. Most
do you
engines
call
cut
it?
off, so we're going to shut down all but
Ship ignition and
5
stage separation.
of the Raptor engines on the booster.
Now that you can no longer hear it, I am going to take back over commentary. Everything looks nominal so far, but it is swaying a little bit, but that's to be expected. They have a different launch corridor this time, and it might just be a combination of roll, pitch, and yaw that makes it look like it's swaying. And it looks like there was something that occurred, but it should be fine. Oh, one Raptor is out. That's TBE, honestly.
Essentially, those 3 RVAC engines will ignite first.
It seems that it is no longer spinning, so it probably was just an reorientation for Miko.
Whatever that up.
Miko. Ship ignition. Stage separation
Going
confirmed
for
and boost back startup. That's an interesting boost back, guys. Whoa.
That was a little.
Yeah, that seems to be off nominal. But it can fix itself, possibly. No, that does not look like it's going to fix itself. Stand by for a possible... Stand by for a possible FTS ignition or explosion on Super Heavy. And everything looks alright, maybe on ship. Oh, one RVAC is out. That is a very big problem. Booster looks to be tumbling. I'm too scared to even look. I know the ship could possibly still make it to Seco, but I don't know if it can or not. And I don't know if it's been reoriented so far for Miko, or for this issue that seems to have occurred. If I had to guess what happened with the booster, probably a downcomer collapse. Considering that a bunch of random things occurred. Albeit... I wonder if that random engine pattern was to do with something like an air bubble that got sucked up. Obviously, we are all seeing this live. I'm really hoping this thing can hold on till Seco, because we are already out of an RVAC.
Again, continuing to watch. So booster did not complete its boost back burn. We would not see all of the engines ignite that we expected. Are continuing to get some views from it, though. That's going to make a splashdown somewhere in the Gulf. Reminder: we clear air, sea space, everything for these launches.
I wonder if it's going to continue to try and do a soft landing, despite that insane boost back. I mean, we all saw everything that was going on. But I think I'm gonna keep my eyes on the ship.
All
I need
right,
to-
so we are coming up on T plus 5 minutes.
That was a quick RVAC shutdown too.
Ship
If not,
continuing to fire 5 of the 6.
he seems nervous. I would be too.
Standing
Again,
by for callouts, making sure ship's on its planned trajectory. Again, we are planning a suborbital trajectory for the ship today.
okay. Look, I want to look at the booster and also the ship too. I think I'm gonna.
Booster giving
gonna
us
say-
some views as it
gonna
continues
say that
to
if there's
make
not an
its
engine that
way back
goes out,
down
Ship
towards
will
the
make it to
water.
orbit. If booster
All
makes
right,
it to
so
the water,
a little over 5.5 minutes in flight. Kate, Jake, you guys with me?
Somehow,
Looks like
I'll be
booster's
very excited.
starting to come in hot.
Yeah, we had the opportunity to stand outside to watch launch, and
So I wonder
wow,
what happened there.
That
That
was
was a-
incredible.
Yeah.
there's a lot
That
riding on
was
this launch, so
really
it
loud,
needs to
really
make it to
shaky,
orbit, I'm gonna
and
say.
I was actually surprised how fast the booster got off the pad or the whole stack. That was quite incredible.
Go back to the
Absolutely.
ship
So
right
we have
now,
views here
SpaceX.
from the booster
I
coming back
I like the
down,
booster too.
making its way into.
Will it do a
the
landing
Gulf.
burn? Why are they
Pretty
focusing
cool
on
to
the
see.
boost? I
LP chamber
swear.
pressures on 5 out of 6 ship Raptor engines.
Great news there
Landing
for
startup.
Starship.
Landing burn startup? No way.
That's crazy.
They still tried.
Once
But
again,
it
we
definitely
were not
explodes.
going to bring the super heavy
Oh,
booster
man.
back to the towers.
It
we
tried.
were planning on having it land in the Gulf.
All right. This looks
Well,
like
there we go.
phenomenal
Now we got a big
orientation.
screen.
And it looks like the booster ended its mission there in the Gulf, but we've got a ship still flying. Great to see that. Still have 5 out of 6 engines there on S39.
Yes, we also heard good chamber pressures as well on those engines that are
I
lit.
don't like this. This is
we
looking
do
weird.
have engine out capability. We do see that we have one of the RVAC, one of the Raptor vacuum
Okay,
engines
please stay.
that is currently out, but
There we
that's
go.
okay. Ship is continuing
That looks
on.
phenomenal. This looks good, Chase. I swear.
Amazing views.
If it
of
makes it to
planet
orbit,
Earth
I
there
will
in the
cry.
background.
I will genuinely bawl.
Yeah, I love the S39 decal there.
And
That
it
just
looks
gives
to be
the-
nominal.
gives the
It
ship
looks
a
to be
little bit of
slightly
character.
southern.
And again,
No,
all these great
slightly
views brought to you
southeastern. Looks
by
good.
Starlink, of course.
Chase, I will genuinely cry. You might have to hear me bawl on stream if this actually makes it, because that's insane. That was a insanely squirrely stage separation. That just means that they
Obligatory shout out to the
over-engineered the
Starship
ship, my guy.
avionics, camera, electronics team.
I will
Did a whole lot of
cry
work
if this
to-
makes it
to
to
get
orbit.
these upgraded cameras.
Yeah, it looks like it's all right.
A look inside of the ship skirt. You can see
Well,
those
viewers can
center
see how much
engines
this means to
ignited,
Callan.
the RVACs continuing to fire
like-
as well. We did see at least a couple engines fire up on booster for that landing burn before we lost contact with it.
It looks like
We should have just a little over 20 seconds to go. We'll see if the burn extends a little bit.
those engine
for
bells
the
had a
engine
very
out.
interesting
Essentially,
time.
you can run your engines.
I
a
will
little bit
not be
longer,
surprised if
throttle
they
up a little
decide to
bit more
extend the hot staging
account
ring
for
or
the
hot
one
staging
engine not
skirt
being
rather.
lit. So right now
because
we
that
are
might be
standing
why
by
the booster
for
failed.
Seco.
Landing failure. The status of booster 19 has changed to failure according to NASA's spaceflight. Thank you. Next spaceflight, rather. Technically, it's managed by NASA spaceflight, but it's called Next spaceflight.
And again, we are continuing to go a little bit
All right, I'm gonna
longer.
hold my breath here because this is where S33 and S34 failed. But looks to be nominal. If the other RVACs had worked, okay, that is not good. That's-
5 engines still burning on ship.
Well, maybe it's all right because it. Oh, that's what it do. It might. I hope I'm correct. This might be a dogleg maneuver because they were threading it between Cuba and somewhere else or something.
We are coming up on T plus 9 minutes.
All right. Yeah, that might. Yeah, that looks like what it is because it stopped. Yeah, there. Now it's counter rotating back. You see that, Chase, right?
Here it is, yeah.
And starting to see shutdown.
RVAC shut down. Oh,
RVACs
thank God.
have shut down. Sea levels
That-
are shut down.
Seco! Nominal orbital insertion, I was assuming. Of course, this is when my phone runs out of storage.
Seeing if we can get an update.
Oh, really
base.
uphill, by the way. That was a really early
And
uphill
right
out.
now we're trying to see if we are going to get into payload deploy still.
We probably should, right?
coming up right on the part of the timeline when we were expecting it.
I
Look
mean, yeah, there's
inside
definitely
a Starship
yeah. Look,
there. Oh,
the payload door's
I
open.
see a
Chase,
door
I would pay
opening.
attention now, if you haven't already.
looks
I've
like
been
Hal
looking.
didn't wait. Pez door is open. Just a reminder, we've got 22 deployables in the payload bay today.
System looks different
20 of
now.
those Starlink mass simulators, and then 2 are Dodger dogs, as we like to call them internally, sitting up their modified V2 Starlink satellites.
Huh.
Those are going to be testing a bunch of components that we're planning to fly on
Yeah, it's gonna be testing over
Starlink
the
V3, and
course
we've
of like
also
30
got
minutes,
them
unless they can
outfitted
somehow
with a number of cameras
absolutely
for
rock it
another
really
tech
hard
demo that
into
we're
orbit.
trying out on this flight. We definitely are looking for a way that we can look at
This looks a lot-
Starship's heat shield while it's still in space.
way more
You
engineered.
can kind of
I
only
think the
see
next
so
flight,
much from the cameras and the flaps.
crossing
You can't
my
see
fingers, will be
everything
successful.
kind of on the underbelly, and one of the only ways you
There
can
will
do
definitely
that
be an
is if you got
FAA
something else flying
investigation,
near
and the
it.
news will
So,
definitely call this a fail.
we're going to attempt to.
But this was a pass, right, Chase? I mean, you
our
see this.
final 2
It's crazy.
satellites going out the door
I
have
mean, you
a
saw the
suite
boosters
of
flip,
cameras
right?
on them that are going to be looking
Yeah.
back at the ship. We're going to be in
Tintin A and
nighttime,
Tintin B.
and so we've got.
That's a reference.
Sounds like we're
to
getting into
the first
payload
two
deploy.
Starlink satellites that actually
We'll be in
existed.
nighttime. They've got some powerful flashlights on them to try and illuminate the ship's heat shield while we fly away from it. So, we see some Pez motion.
Pez system moving up. And it is taking the rest of the stack with it. And payload deploy.
Wow.
Pew, pew.
And there goes the second one. They're literally just sitting on the ground clapping.
This looks so AI.
2
What the
down,
heck was
20
that?
to go.
The sudden excitement from them, that's probably because they noticed they were on camera. Like, they'll notice, I think they can see what they're
As a
streaming.
reminder, that's one of the things that we
Oh, and then they see
upgraded
themselves.
in version 3, kind of gave a little soup up to the Pez dispensers, so those satellites going to move out a little bit quicker than they did on
Next room,
previous
next
Starship
room moving
flight
up,
tests.
guys. I love you, Dad.
So first 2 out the door, 2 more on their way out.
And that's 2 more going out. That is 18 out of 22 left. So you really have to see the
All right,
rate
4
that is-
down, 18 to go.
And unclamp stat row.
Flexing my basic math skills here today. Again,
Clamping on this row. Bringing the rest of them up. I mean, you can see the arms, Chase, right? Those little arms right here.
Yeah.
They did not go up
Going
as
up.
much as I expected. And pew pew. Stops halfway. And you can see the top 2 are very much not just dummy satellites. There does seem to be ice crystals here and there, but they are falling down. That makes me wonder if there's like still ullage thrusters coming out, or like pressurization coming out from the bottom that's technically making them have a little bit of acceleration.
Unclamp. Oh,
Whoa, that was interesting.
yeah.
Reclamp. Pull up.
Flightline reference?
Playing that tonight for celebration. And pew pew. We low-key should. We gotta play something with Connor, or we gotta like force ourselves to hang out with Connor before he moves. But that's just a random life fact for y'all. And that is now 14 out of 22 left. And I wonder what that is. It's probably just ullage thrusters. I keep throwing around the term ullage. I think ullage is using hot gas, and there are some cold gas thruster systems too. But I'm assuming that glow is because of obviously superheated gas. Or not necessarily superheated. I wonder how they're ever going to turn this into a crew version of the ship. Because it's getting more and more likely every time a ship fails that they're going to have to try to figure out a way. And the next room, and the next row, that they're going to need some sort of launch abort system. Now, not to sound like a pessimist here, but once Starship production becomes fast, and there's another 2, so that's 10 out of 22 left. No, I keep going down. That's still 14 out of 22 left, because I was wrong. I kept going down by 4 integers, so we still have a lot to go, right? Sorry, guys. But what was I on about? Chase, can you remind me? Wow, you don't listen to me?
Not true.
Something about
You're
you
just
and thrusters. Oh, yeah. Like, we already know who the first people to fly on Starship will be in general. And that would be Jared Isaacman. He won't fly until there's been at least 100 successful Yeah, that makes sense. Like 100 successful flights operationally, I would assume. That makes sense, right, Chase? Like, especially if they're going to be launching once or twice a week. I would say that's pretty I would say that's pretty reasonable, right?
Yeah.
Especially because the increasing cadence that's about to come with Gigabay. Oh, I'm excited for that. I'm a little bit sad because I know this probably won't be a flight until like the end of summer, maybe? Maybe July, probably more realistically. But unless they change their mind and decide this is a nominal orbital insertion. Yeah. So there's either that looks to be 12 to 10 left, or 10 to 12 left, usually. To say it that way. Next row coming down. Maybe there's only 8 left, I can't tell. The reason that there's random blurred squares, no, they're not trying to blur random things out from CGI making an error. I'm assuming that's because in order to send video, they have to compress it and uncompress it, and so that, you know, chunks of it just kind of get, you know, a little messed up sometimes. X2 Starlink. I'm excited for the mock-up Starlinks, which should be going either next or after next, which will be insane to see, because they should have lights on them. And I'm gonna listen in real quick just to make
those simulators to go out, and then it will be time for our Dodger Dogs, those modified Starlink satellites.
I wonder what these graphs are.
Just a couple of updates while we...
I wonder if this is like pressure in one of the tanks. Prevent.
Just due to everything that we saw on the way uphill. Those sea level engines, we're going to use them for a landing burn, though. They are still capable to be used for that. So we'll still look to do a controlled landing in the Gulf, but no in-space relight.
No in-space relight, and I think that's just due to precautionary. So that's one skipped objective. But that's... people will call this a failed mission just because part of it blew up and they skipped an in-space relight. This is essentially a whole new version of the rocket. Especially the first stage, which is the one that blew up. And Raptor 3 is a completely new engine, basically. Same in principle, but if you look at the difference, you can't tell me that they're the same. Alright, here's the mock-up Starlinks. Well, actually real Starlinks converted into Starlink V3s. Mock-up. Unless that's not what's going. Oh, okay. Sorry, there was 2 more. Payload deploy confirmed. You can see the chain is zipping back. It was a lot slower on previous flights. And the final 2 going pew-pew out the ship. Now, hopefully, they'll be able to turn around the ship fast enough to view the heat shield with those painted tiles for whatever you want to call it. Like, not accuracy, but for target practice. and alignment. And the top shell of the rack is coming out. It's going up. Here's mock-up satellite number 1. It is out. Please tell me we'll get to see Starship from an outside perspective here in a second. And here goes mock-up number 2 in just a second. I ain't going to it. Oh, there it goes. I was about to say. Yep. And there it shoots. Now, oh, I think you might be able to tell when they turned their lights on, Chase. A very subtle glare effect. You see that?
Oh yeah, there it is.
It's very subtle, right, Chase?
Yeah, yeah.
Hard
to see.
Deploy. Now I'm just waiting for any external view from the satellites. And finally the Pez dispenser doors coming down. That seems to be what is blocking the light. Unless the ship just had it like that. Alright, there we go.
Close.
Are they saying things we aren't?
Yeah, Starship, we closed the payload door, and we're going to continue to coast around Earth all the way to the Indian Ocean. So still a lot of major events to come today. Sounds like we're not going to hit that Raptor relight, based on what Dan was saying, but after that, of course, we'll have the atmospheric reentry and splashdown. And with that, we're going to go on another quick coast.
She just
So
leaked who
sit
was
tight,
calling her.
enjoy some amazing
Ashley
space
something.
views and the space jams, of course. And we'll be back in a few minutes for Raptor relight. Or excuse me, not for the relight, but we'll be standing by for
the girl in the corner?
Yeah.
atmospheric
She
reentry.
purposely showed it to the camera once. Please give us that satellite view. We can tell that they're in the right orientation. You see that very bright glare effect off the ship, which it's on the nighttime side of the Earth, so that has to be from the Starlink with the camera on it. I want to see the views. I don't know if Chase has an attachment like I do to this. Oh, it might only show when the ship rolls over, which is what it's doing right now. You can see the ship is rolling over. They can't have RCS vent ports. Just look at that Starlink in the background, bro. Interesting. What is still floating around in the bay? Are they doing... Bruh. Oh, is that a video of the deploy? Chase is missing it. Wow. So I believe to the left is the bottom of the ship and to the right is the top. Ooh. Oh, this is juicy. And there was still frost on it. Please turn the light back. Okay, there we go. So, wow. Okay. Those ships...
All right, so...
Wow.
Surprise. Looks like our
Okay,
cameras
I'm here,
did
sorry.
work.
Wow, they just... I was randomly saying... Oh, ooh. You can tell the camera is fighting for some exposure. Because it looks like there might be little flakes of plasma generating, although I can't really tell. I think plasma can come in flakes, from what we've seen in past flights. But look at that, Chase. Have you ever watched a re-entry live? I don't think you have.
I don't think so.
That's insane. Well, now you're here.
I'm here now.
Because you've always had to go right after launch or something.
I know, it's never been.
It's a Friday now, so... Ship is coasting and reorienting for re-entry. It's currently a little too banked to re-enter, but that's why you can see thruster pulses making very, very gentle corrections. It's probably moving at like a single degree per second, or 0.5 degrees per second. So it'll take like 2 minutes to move like 60 degrees or 45 degrees or however long it's taken. You can see the ship seems to be taking a little bit of a glowing effect now. as it really starts to hit the Earth's upper atmosphere. A reminder that this is technically considered space because this is above the Kármán line, but there is still atmosphere. The atmosphere, you know, Chase, I feel like you should know this from science class, doesn't just stop because we said so.
Yeah.
You know, technically, we have to put like a scientific limit on everything. So technically, I guess our atmosphere would technically end at the Earth's sphere of influence, because there would still be stray oxygen and nitrogen molecules. Yo, this is Ford Nostalgic by Test Sharfish. They haven't played this song in a long time. No, yeah. You can see the plasma starting to affect the cameras. Hey, technically, I don't think we should be seeing any of this right now, based on physics, right? If the ship was smaller,
Welcome
guess how much of
back
this we would be
to
seeing?
Starship Flight 12, the first
Chase.
test flight of Starship version 3.
I don't
As
know.
Dan mentioned earlier,
None.
we were able to make contact with the modified satellites just shortly after deployment. And as you may have seen, we got some sweet views of those sats looking back at the ship. Pretty cool to see.
Yeah, those views were incredible.
Now, as you see on your screen, currently the ship is re-entering the Earth's atmosphere. This is the plasma starting to build up on the exterior of the
It can
vehicle.
turn if it wants to,
Now,
so
we
I
do
think
not
this is on
plan to
purpose.
recover the spacecraft today, but rapid and reliable reusability is the ultimate goal.
I wonder
Yeah,
if
that's
something to
right.
do with that
And
off nominal is
re-entry is a
how fast
critical
it's falling
phase
right
of
now.
flight, and we need information on how the ship's systems perform. Re-entry is an extremely demanding portion of flight where we essentially have to scrub all of the energy we use to launch
Oh,
the
I think they're
rocket
doing a flap load
back
demo,
off
by the
in
way.
reverse. So
Last time they did that,
18
the
million
flaps
pounds of
almost sheared off. Well, from what it could, because the flaps on the other side of the ship are the two bigger pair of flaps, right? And what they do, Chase? Oh, there's a Crew Dragon symbol on the side of the ship. That's a little interesting. But what they do is they fully deploy those flaps back there. Whoa, boy! Well, okay, we've seen that before. That looks like to be like a bow shock. You see that, Chase? It looks
Oh
to be,
yeah.
that doesn't actually look to be an issue because I've seen that before. It looks like that's like a shockwave on the other side of the ship. I wouldn't be surprised if this fails because I cannot tell based on preview. I'm gonna look it up on my phone. I'm gonna try and sync the time to like a previous Starship flight with this on my phone, if that makes sense. Let's just look up Flight 11. That's probably the best comparison. Alright, what is T plus 52? No, 50. I'm just going to go to 5030. Yeah, this looks to be lower than the previous flight by about 4 kilometers. That might literally be what they're doing right now. Well, the flaps are actuating a slight bit, but a slight bit does a lot this low. So I'm assuming if they're going to start trying to, or I'm trying to see if they're going to start flipping the other way around. And that looks like to be exactly what they're doing, Chase. Oh, that doesn't seem to be exactly what they're doing. Maybe that's what they're doing, but maybe at the same time, it could just be their flap load demo. Oh, Chase, look, quick flap load demo. Look what they're about to do with the flaps. They're trying to stress how much air it can face at once. Flap load demo complete. Nope.
Wow.
Looks like they'll be going for another one.
Looks like it's holding. Again, the intent of that was to put just a lot of extra stress on those aft flaps. We are expecting the forward ones too to see a little bit of
Forward
extra
ones?
stress as we've got a little more propellant in our header tank, so the area right at the very nose of
Ship
Starship
flap load
that kind
test
of
is complete.
Oh, flap
hammered
load test
through
complete.
that test.
There we go. And we just did that test at Mach 7, just for reference there. So we are
7 times the
still
speed of
going
sound is what that test was
incredibly
at.
fast.
I'm really curious if the ship is like
All right,
stuck in
we
this
are
orientation. I
just
don't
about
believe so. I feel like it would
3.5
have.
minutes or so away from our targeted landing burn. Again, we're expecting to try and see 2 of these Raptor engines light for the landing burn.
I thought it was 3 down to
Normally
2
we
down to
plan
1,
for
Dan,
3,
according to
but
your
we're gonna give it
website.
a try with 2.
Bruh. Okay, this
Hopefully
might be
we've
right.
got
Ship
so
is
we're in.
starting the RTLS banking maneuver.
RTLS bank maneuver. Which means return to
And
launch
that
right
right
bank.
there, so we're starting a,
Look at
a
this, Chase.
banking
Look at-
maneuver, and
it's literally gonna
essentially what that is
Tokyo
when we
drift
come
through the
back to
atmosphere.
Starbase, or when we plan to come back to Starbase,
Look
the
at this.
trajectory is designed so we'll essentially swing.
It's gonna
out
happen
over
slow
the
at first,
Gulf
but then you'll
and
see when it's
do
not so slow.
a swoop maneuver to then come
Hey
back
Chase, I
to
think
the
you should have
towers
said your
for
thing a few
catch.
minutes ago, and I forgot to
And
warn you.
So we are
What?
doing
The
that
thing,
exact
like
same
the
maneuver
thing
as
that I
we
said there
head
was actually
towards
2
our
of during the
target
flight.
splashdown in the Indian Ocean.
Maximum.
Yeah, and that call out there that we heard,
Aerodynamic pressure limit.
LS stands for return to launch site.
Look at this,
So
Chase. You can tell it's kind of
definitely a
slang.
pretty cool thing we're demoing here on the ship.
I mean, the flaps
So
themselves
in
are
the
moving, but
future,
look
we
at
are gonna be
look at
trying
them.
to
Look at
bring
the
ship back to the launch
trajectory
site, which is
compared
gonna
to
be
where it's
absolutely
facing on
insane.
the Earth.
Absolutely. But of course, we want to test out
Tokyo
these
drift.
maneuvers, these principles prior to actually
Bruh.
bringing the hardware back to the pad. This is the same reason why we were, you know,
Are those
intentionally
square
not trying to
tiles?
bring
Or do they
the
melt
booster
together?
back to
No,
the
those
pad. So
those have to be,
we're
like,
trying all these things out
square
in
pad
this
layers
developmental
of
phase of the vehicle,
the blanket.
and you know, really proving what a test flight is.
Absolutely.
Dynamic pressure is coming down.
Below max
All right,
Q.
we heard their dynamic pressure coming down, and I'd say we're in a pretty good bank right now.
Yeah, executing the power slide. We're about 90 seconds
This might be the
from
farthest ever
anticipated
landing from
landing
target
burn.
from a
Clouds coming up
non-nominal.
pretty
Non-nominal.
sunrise on the other
Non-nominal.
side of the planet.
Hey, if you think about it, this is definitely very interesting
Starship
for a
is
first
subsonic
flight of a ship.
and is on target.
Wait, ship's on target?
The crowd here reacting to that call out, letting us know that we are on target for this precise
Shut up!
landing in the Indian Ocean. This
Oh
will
my-
again be a soft
Chase, give me a
start.
virtual high five right now. Now.
We should get some pretty cool views
3,
of the
2,
flight
1.
who we started
Boom.
with earlier. They
No
tried
way,
to
you- okay.
receive
I don't know what their
position.
parameters
Once
for a
again,
nominal
this is the
orbital
first
insertion is,
flight of our
but
completely
how?
redesigned Starship
How?
story.
How are they on target?
Yeah, and if you
That's
remember
insane.
the suborbital
Like
flights
that,
from a
I
few
guess that's
years
why they were
ago,
doing that
this is
right
pretty
hook
much
that
the
entire
same regime
reentry.
that we're in here. So we're sub 15 kilometers, executing what we call the belly flip maneuver.
Yes, serial number 8, the first belly flop. I remember it well.
Oh, they're at serial number 39. But SN8 wasn't an orbital rocket with the booster, it was just a test vehicle.
Just
Are
some
you ready,
really
Chase?
amazing views.
There's gonna
of
be
the Earth as
Possibly a final
the
turn,
ship
and I want you to
is
look
coming back home.
at this
Okay.
final turn if there is one.
Thanks
That
to
might be a little leak in the tank, but it's a little late to spring one and be worried about it, you know?
Huh.
Okay, look,
Yeah, you
it's
can
turning.
see the
Look,
aft
look, look, look.
there
Look at this.
making minor corrections.
Watching.
Starship is
Look.
turning for final approach to landing site.
Look at that.
Look at
turn.
that.
There we go. Minor corrections and a full turn.
Dang.
Because if you would look at the
Yeah,
launch
Starship
tower that it
doesn't
just
fly
launched
like
from,
an
if you were to
airplane,
overlay
it's
that,
more like a
it is
skydiver.
now facing the
Low belly
arms
flop
from the
on way
behind.
down
It's like
using
coming in
those
behind the
flaps
tower, the
similar to
opposite side from the arms,
to help
facing the arms.
change
Hopefully that makes sense.
The path of the air over you.
Tower
coming up
here,
real
arms
soon.
here, ship here, facing
Yeah,
this
going
way.
for landing burn, trying
Look
to
at the
light
cloud.
2 of these Raptor
Yep,
sea level
and it
engines.
don't be surprised if you see that altitude marking get below a
Rising
kilometer
burn
before the
startup.
landing burn.
Landing burn startup.
Landing burn started
There
for
it is.
Starship.
2 engines
No
lit.
f***ing way.
Successful flip.
Ship's on target.
Look at that.
Buoy cam
Starship is
catching
landed.
it.
Starship has splashed down in the Indian Ocean. That explosion was not a failure. I would like to mention that part. That explosion is always expected at the end of these flights.
That was a explosion of celebration.
Yeah. Oh,
That guy
holy
is
team
so
voice!
excited.
I cannot screech. Let's fucking go!
May sound to hear, but it is the truth.
Absolutely wild. You know, at the beginning of the show, we guaranteed excitement at the beginning of the show, and I'd say Starship.
USA!
Absolutely. An incredible day for Starship. That was the first flight of that completely redesigned vehicle. As you can tell, the teams are incredibly proud of what we just saw.
Yeah, V3 definitely showed up. That was amazing.